Hi everyone! Yay, Audrey got the notification! Hello and welcome. It's Ruth here at artfulstampin.co.uk. Welcome. And it's a Tuesday evening, so I'm not going to be on too late. Esther is from Stampin' Star Creations is going to be going live on Facebook at 8:30 UK time, which is in about 45 minutes or less. So I would like to go and enjoy seeing what she's got to share. And wanted to come on here really to continue with the whole colour kind of thoughts and lessons really, because you guys seem to be getting a lot out of it, and I wanted to kind of go do some colour scheme creating with you, okay, and perhaps, you know, enable some of you who feel a little bit colour challenged or phobic to be able to create your schemes yourself. So hello and welcome. So I've got my colour wheel in front of me, and the other thing you may notice I have is this. Now I'd forgotten about it, to be honest, until I promised a customer that I'd send her one of these, and remembered that I had it in my I was going to say wardrobe. Then I don't have it in my wardrobe. It's in my drawers. Although if you've ever had your colours done, you know, to find out what colours suit you, I do think that Stampin' Up colours would be useful to take with you shopping when you've discovered what colours suit you. So anyway, this colour swatch book is in the Stampin' Up colour family. So I wanted to very briefly go through the colour families in case you'd not encountered them before. I'll say a quick hello to everybody. Hi Audrey and Steph, Randy, Linda, Tina, Jackie, Betty and Ali. Hello, welcome everybody, and welcome if you're joining me on the replay. It's really great to have your company. So let's just have a quick look at the opening pages of the Stampin' Up catalogue, because they very helpfully put all the different... Oh, they did do. They don't do it anymore. Yes, there it is. Phew. Oh, I thought I was making it up then. Right, here we go. This is very, very, very helpful. Very helpful. I would say the colours are perhaps not as true, because this is printed, obviously. This is printed paper. The colours are perhaps a little bit lighter than in real life, but only a touch. Only a touch. Right, so here we have the colour families. We've got the Neutrals collection, Brights, Subtles and Regals. So these colours are available from Stampin' Up all year round. Then we have the in colours. So Stampin' Up recognise that colour in the fashion industry, in the home decor industry and so on is, you know, it's ever changing. There's things coming in and out of fashion all the time. So we try and keep up with that. So we have 5 colours that come in once in a year. And they stay for 2 years. So last year, no, 2018, we said hello to these ones, and they're going to be leaving us in June. So if you particularly like any of these colours, now's the time to start buying up maybe your card stock and ink and things like that. Now, I've had some great news about Stampin' Up re-inkers. They are working on all the new relabeling, and there's going to be bit by bit the re-inkers arriving in the warehouse in Europe. So hold on to your hats, guys. If you ordered re-inkers way back when, it should start being released. So then we had these lovely ones here come last year. So I wanted to have a brief chat about the difference between tones and shades and things like that, because I hadn't really quite understood it until I read the little blurb that's on here, and I thought it would be really helpful to kind of just share that with you. Also here you've got just a little explanation about things like what are primary colours, secondary, tertiary, warm and cool. All right, just so that if you hear people using this terminology, you can understand what it means. Oh, thank you for sharing, Randy. Yes, please don't forget to share out and like if you like the video. So I'll briefly go over the whole what are primary colours. So the primary colours are yellow, red and blue. The secondary colours are colours that are made by mixing primary colours. So all the colours here our secondary colours. All these ones down here. This one here and this one here. So between the red and the blue and the yellow, everything's secondary. Then, oh no, sorry, have I done that wrong? Oh, sorry. Reel it back in. Sorry. Yellow and red make the secondary colour of orange. I need to read ahead, don't I? That's my problem. Right, so orange, green and violet are secondary colours. Then the tertiary colours are the mixtures of the ones in between. So yellow, orange, red, violet, blue, violet. Those are all your tertiary colours. Then if you mix your, if you start mixing then white or black, you start getting other shades and tones and things like that. Now, I didn't know the different terminology, but I've just read it here. A tint is a colour plus white. All right, so the way I think of it is, you know, when you get paint for your, you know, you get an apple tint or a mint tint or whatever for your, you know, your front room, because you don't want to, you know, some people don't like bright colours, so they like have a hint and tint of something. That's the way I'm kind of thinking of it. So when you mix white with green, you end up with that lovely kind of minty colour. And so what's really great is if you have one of these, you can then start recognising, like, oh, mint macaron is a tint. Pool party is a tint. Balmy blue is a tint. Soft sea foam. I would say even pear pizzazz. So saffron, it's not a pure yellow, that's got white in it. Petal pink is a tint. So then you can start going, okay, let's see, what tints do we have? So generally we refer to these as the pastel colours. You know, when we talk about pastel colours, well, those are generally tints because they are colours that have got white in them. Now, I would exclude anything like grey, anything grey I exclude, because greys are basically what they called tones. Greys are tones or shade, you know, it's a shade. It's not a shade of grey. It's not an actual colour. But anyway, so just back to the whole tints business. So all these lovely kind of soft colours, these are all tints. They're not really a pure colour. Even Highland Heather, I would say, is a tint. And Calypso is a tint. All right. So then by adding grey, now you can add grey to something that's already got a bit of white in it. And that, I think, is what makes Rococo Rose, for example. To me, that's got a little bit of grey in it. Certainly, it's obvious when it comes to things like Blackberry Bliss. That is your purpley colour plus a bit of black. It's kind of, you know, you can see that that's going towards the dark shades. Right, so what was the other thing I wanted to tell you about? Yeah, so then you can also end up with colours. So you might have, I don't know, let's have a think. A green, for example, but a green with going towards the blues, and that would be like Pretty Peacock or Shaded Spruce or something like that. And that's obviously got a little bit more blue in it. So that's going towards the blue. But then you might have a blue like Shaded Spruce with a little bit of white added into it. And that would be, you know, obviously a lighter shade of, oh no, that's garden green. What am I talking about? Where's Shaded Spruce gone? There it is. That. So that would create a very different tint to garden green. You know, that'd be like that'd be more minty, and that would be more greeny. So that's kind of why, you know, that would be like a lighter version of that. Anyway, I'm going to stop waffling about the colour business now, because what I want to talk to you is about how to get inspiration and how to create colour schemes yourself. That's what I wanted to kind of enable you guys to do. So let's just have a quick check on who's here. Oh no! Stampin' Up made a boo-boo with my order. Had to send it back as I ended up with a German demonstrated orders and she got yours. Oops. Oh dear, at least you know how to sort it out. Hi Monica, hi Esther, welcome everybody, lovely to see you all. We're just having a chat about colours. Right, one of the easiest way to get colour inspiration from is not only the Stampin' Up catalogue, because we have all these beautiful examples, and if you want to understand colour from a Stampin' Up point of view, it's worth having a look at some of these samples and just naming the colours, really getting to grips with what the colours are. So for example, I've just opened the page up on here, and we've got this beautiful card with lots of kind of oranges, but then we've also got that real pop of that sort of pretty peacock colour. So this colour here is a blue-green that's very dark, mixed with the opposite colour of the orange. How fabulous is that? And then, and I'm wondering if I can show you this, a brown is... let's have a look, see if I can find that kind of brown. I don't think I can because it needs a bit of mixing. But kind of there, by adding a little bit of black or grey to orange, look, there's the orange there, a little bit of black or grey, you end up with that brown. And really, yeah, any of the browns are basically either like a lighter version of that. But oh, look, that's interesting. Look, this is what happens when you add yellow to red violet. That creates a bit of a brown there as well. But anyway, I'm waffling. So I'm basically saying, look at some of these colour schemes and understand what's happening, all right? So this is blue-green with a bit of black with the opposite colour there of orange. So, oh, let's pull you out because you're not seeing the whole wheel, are you there? Okay, so blue-green's there, and then there's orange. So just get to know how these, you know, why have these colours been chosen on certain cards or, you know, colour schemes. Let's see if I can find another one to show you. Okay, here we've got very much yellows and pinks. So we've got really the complementary colours here, but then we've got red, because there's no red in this. However, that is red with lots of white in it, mixed with these yellows and oranges. So we've got these here. All right. So just, you know, if you get your colour wheel, you can print them out from the internet, or you can order one. But it's worth, just if you're wanting to understand it better, get it out and compare things. Right. Another place you can get inspiration from is any kind of magazine. This is a really old magazine. This is, oh gosh, from 2009. Oh my goodness, this is over 10 years old, this magazine. But I used to be a bit of a fan of Martha Stewart way back when. I used to work for a wedding dress company, and we discovered Martha Stewart, and we found it was really hard to get this magazine, and it seemed to be only when I went down to London I could get it. And then I discovered I have a local newsagent that used to stock it from time to time, so I was ever so pleased. Anyway, I can't bear to part with these because I find the photography is just so beautiful once you get to it, once you get through all the adverts. There's pages and pages and pages of adverts. But once you get to the photography of the actual magazine, look at that for inspiration. Let's get you in close there. Right, so we were talking about ombre the other night. Look at this ombre cake. So this is, you know, little tints of colour. So this is like a colour, a pinky colour, salmony pink colour, with a bit more white and a bit more white and a bit more white. Then what else have we got here? We've got some stationery. All right, so that's the orange with, look, the blue next to it. So that lovely turquoisey. And you remember what I said, that those are opposite on the colour wheel, and it just seems to work. All right, let's get that back out. There we go. Right, let's have a flick through and see if I can find you something else. Okay, so this is a bit of a fun palette. This is the whole pink and orange and yellow palette, but that was similar to what I've just shown you. But how pretty is that? Oh, I love this. This is doily. I've done this so many times where you get doilies and you fold them in half and make bunting. Right, let's get some other colour palettes. Oh, that's your reds. But oh, look at this cushion. Look at how this cushion just seems to work. Right, so this is a cushion, and we've got all those lovely oranges. So oranges and reds are the main colours there. But look what it also starts to bring in, which is next to it, these purples here. Look at that. And then look, purple with a bit of yellow is this lovely mustardy colour. And look, there's little bits of mustard here. Look. So that's just going with this colour scheme, the red, purple, orange, which are complementary, then adding a bit of yellow to that, which is right just next to here. Adding a bit of yellow to that purple creates that lovely mustardy colour. Oh, so exciting. Once you understand it and once you start really looking, it becomes very exciting because you can start seeing the connections and the rules and things like that. And it's not to say that it bogs you down and, you know, you have to follow the rules every time or anything like that, but it just becomes understandable. Okay, so let's look at this colour scheme here. I love this glass, look at that. But it's just so fresh and zingy. So what they've done is they've gone quite using all these colours through to there. So they're using the reds right through to the green and then also with the hints of the pink there. So they obviously mixed a bit of white into there. So they've got the pinks and that there. But it just seems to work. Right. Oh, see, okay, Reet. Right, I hope this is making sense to you guys. Please ask any questions if you have any questions, because I'm just aware that sometimes might not always make sense. Just trying to find another colour inspiration to show you. Let's have a look. Oh, got a lovely bit of yellow and pink there. Now, I want to talk to you at some point about the use of black in your card designs, but I don't want to do that tonight because that is a whole separate discussion. And, oh, here we go. Look at that. Look at these lovely paper flowers. So let's see what that... So that is yellows, basically yellows through, oh, look, with a little hint of orange, yellows, greens through to blues, but that is a turquoise. So let's see, how do we make a bit more of a turquoisey colour? Yeah, it's by adding blue to blue-green, really, because turquoise is a blue-green. So it's just bringing a hint of that blue in. It's not there's nothing in here that's like a full blue, apart from maybe that is a bit more of a full blue. But overall, it's not, you know, that's not the focus. It's the greens and the creams and the red, you know, these oranges. But it's just really bright and zingy. So if you like sort of something to stand out, mix things that are not always next to each other. So you've got, you know, you've got that orange from there, from all the way over there, mixing with that blue green there. Right. Any questions, guys? Oh, look, green and orange. See, look, that's opposite. Look, green and orange. But look, just looks so fresh and yum. Let's see if I can find any other colour schemes to show you. Oh, look at that. Oh, now this really plays on the whole shades and stuff like that. So these have got, so these roses are obviously very pinky. Some of them have got other tones to them. But then mixing it with loads of neutrals and then this little hint of the grey in there. That's gorgeous. And that's a bit trickier to show you with a colour wheel, really. But on the back of this colour wheel, it does show you different sort of shades and things. So it's got various pinky shades. Now, it's interesting that certain browns can have a more pinky hue, and certain and even greys sometimes, you know, you can have a grey. So let me just show you, you've got all the greys across here, but by adding a tiny hint of red to any of these would just give it a tiny pinky grey. Right. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, isn't that gorgeous? See, I'm not a big fan of orange like to wear or anything, but when I see it like this, I love it. I really do love it. There we have, look, some contrast. I love that. I love dark brown with anything. So dark brown. Brown is basically all the colours mixed together with a bit of black. So that's, you know, that's, yeah, kind of everything. But then, look, it's got that lovely minty colour. And then this has got, look, all these different shades of blues. So that's a more bluey blue, and that's a blue, light blue with like a hint of green in it, that lovely minty colour. And then, look at this. Why is it that this colour scheme just always seems to work? So let's have a look at where these colours actually are. So we've got yellow, we've got red, and then we've got green. And then, yeah, no hints of the blues and the purples in there. But yeah, it's sort of red and then the opposite, which is green, and then with the yellows, well, I guess from there. So it's like completely split up those colours. But it just looks so lovely and fresh. It's very natural, nature kind of inspired, isn't it? Those lovely strawberry roses. No, sorry, strawberry flowers. Right. I think I've exhausted what I wanted to share with you. Oh no, that was it. I was going to create some colour schemes with you, and then I'll go. We'll. Why don't you guys pick a colour, choose a colour, pick a colour that you like, and then we'll see if we can build up maybe a colour scheme of 5 colours around a colour. Is there any particular colours you struggle to use, and maybe we can find a few different colour schemes to inspire you. So what colours? No, Stampin' Up doesn't do a colour coach anymore. However, you can print them off from their website. They do want a printable. Now, can someone who's a demonstrator, if they are in the know, can they let me know whether it's available to customers or if demos have to send the documents to the customers? So, Ali, you struggle with purple or you like it? So here's Highland Heather. There. Okay. So if we're going to go for shades that are next to Highland Heather, so let's just choose things that are complementary to it. We've got red and then blue. Let's even maybe a bit of blueberry bushel. So bring blueberry bushel in here. Now, although it's obvious that what's the other one? The other purple. What's the other purple called? Oh no, there's oh, what am I doing? Sorry, that's Highland Heather. That's Wisteria Wonder. Okay, let's go. So that is actually Wisteria Wonder is Highland Heather with a bit of white in it, and Purple Posy is obviously the lighter version still. But the colours next to that then are a lighter blue and a we possibly balmy. You know, the colours that you would get in that Subtles range. And then, next to that, possibly Rococo. Because really, that would be, that in its pure form is a red. So those are complementary, the complementary colours that sit beside it. Maybe even a little bit of Coastal Cabana. Let's see if I can find it. There's a bit of Pool Party, but let's see, that's a lighter shade again, I'd say. Let's get a bit of Coastal. Yeah, actually, I'd say those are your complementary to those. So, what are you? Oh, this, I've made this myself, Connie. Yeah. Right, so that is a complementary scheme that would go with the purple, because it's kind of red violet plus a bit of white, really. So it would, yeah, it would sit not quite there, but let's see if I can find it on here. There's violet plus a bit of white, so that's that one there. So let's just see if we go across to red. Yeah, you see that's really Rococo Rose there. And then a lighter blue. Now you see, we don't really have what I would say is a mid blue. Balmy blue is kind of the most mid blue that we go. Maybe, you know, we never know what colours might come out this year. Right, so those are your complementary. So I'm going to write that down so that you guys can... Oh, this wheel is just a generic colour wheel. This is just, you know, one that you can pick up off Amazon. I got this from Amazon. It's not a colour coach, it's just a colour wheel. Right, so what was it? Highland Heather. So if you want complementary colours next to that, I would say Rococo Rose and Coastal Cabana. Now, if you would want to add a neutral into that, I would say something like Crumb Cake or Sahara Sand even would look really nice. Look at that. Crumb Cake looks great with that. So Crumb Cake. And then if you wanted something like more of a greeny colour to sit with that, there's soft seafoam, I think, is a shade a little bit too light. So maybe Pear Pizzazz. Let's see if I can get this to sit nicely. There we go. There's Pear Pizzazz there. All right. So those are the... Have I spelled that right? I always worry that I spell... Oh, yeah, I did. But that was wrong. Okay, so let's look at another colour scheme. Let's look at this being the opposite colour and go for some shades that are similar. So let's go, look, Soft Seafoam and Pear Pizzazz and Mint Macaron, which is really a green with a little bit of blue in it. But then chuck your Highland Heather. Oh, I'm getting all tangled up here. Chuck Highland Heather into the mix with those. And how gorgeous is that? Okay, so you've got these complementary colours, and then you've got, well, actually, that sits next to there. What am I talking about? Those two are complementary, and then you could have the purple. And then if you want to creep the other one in, you can do. But yeah, so greens and purples always work because look, they're opposite on the wheel. Green there, purple there. So so if we go Highland Heather, so if you want opposites. And this colour scheme appears a lot in nature anyway. So we've got Soft Seafoam and Pear Pizzazz. Okay. So then the other thing we can do is go, right, okay, so similar colours to that. You've got the purples there, and let's get Purple Posy. Let's get Purple Posy here. Okay, and then let's chuck in something that's opposite. Oh, maybe not crushed curry, but I mean crushed curry would be fine. Look at that. So that's quite pale. I know it might look a bit white to you, but it is. It is Purple Posy, I promise. Look at that. That's just like, oh, Indian summer with a bit of orange and pink in there as well. Look. Ooh. Let's get that going. Oh, no, hold on. Oh, Indian summer. Look at that. That's a pansy, says Ali. Yes, look at flowers. Yeah. Okay, so Ruth, you've made my light bulb go on. Wonderful. Good. Sorry if I've confused anybody. Right, let's get this sorted out again. So, what did I say? Highland Heather. Grapefruit, no, not grapefruit, Gorgeous Grape, Purple Posy, and then chuck anything else in there. So you've got all the shades of all your different purples here, and then you could throw in a yellow, you could throw in a green, throw in an orange, something like that. So what I've done there is chosen, look, those are the different shades. It's sort of between that one and that one really, but look, I've chosen the shades of those. So we're all in that family, the violet family, and then throw in something else, and it just looks fabulous. You know, it would be easier if I have got some cut that are separate. Might be easier for me to use those ones. Have I done that right? Yep, there we go. Apart from these were last year's in colours, let's take those out. Don't want those. Right. Okay, so has anyone got any other colours that they're struggling with? So purple posy and then any other colour. What's the time? Is Esther getting ready to go on? She's got, oh, I've got 9 more minutes. Right, you guys, you've got 9 minutes to tell. What colours do you struggle with? Just a gentle reminder. I know, she's cheeky, isn't she? Hi, Jenny. Right, so has anyone got any colours they struggle with that they don't reach for in their, you know, grand scheme of colours? All of them, lol, says Audrey. Okay, shall we very briefly talk about, you know, like what colour schemes will remind you of certain things? Terracotta tile. Well, terracotta tile is a funny one, really, because it sort of sits between oranges and pinks, really. So if you want to go complementary with terracotta tile, I'd say petal pink, definitely. That is a shade of it, a tone of it, rather. And calypso coral sit, you know, in terms of the shadings. But you can, you know, have fun with it, really. Look, pop in a bit of purple. Put purple to that. Make it fun. A bit blackberry bliss. You know, that's a really lovely, rich... Oh, and a bit of old olive. Look at that. That's nice. Right, do you want me to write this down? So, terracotta tile, old olive, blackberry bliss, rich raz, what was that? That's terracotta, calypso, and petal pink. Nice. I obviously don't use enough cardstock. I shouldn't tell you the colours from the back. I couldn't tell the colours from the back like you do. Oh, yeah. Well, I've got them in colour families, so that does make it a bit easier because I know what colours are in each of the different families. And I have got stickers on the back of most of them as well. But, right, terracotta tile. Let's have a think. Then the other thing you can do is treat it a bit more as a neutral, or put it with some other neutrals, because I think, you know, like soft suede and all those. I mean, it's nice with grey. Look at that. Now, grey granite is I would say is a pinkier grey compared to smoky slate. So look at that. I don't know. Put it with a bit of green, maybe. Soft seafoam. Oh, that's nice. Soft seafoam, crumb cake, and terracotta tile. That's nice. You saw a couch on the TV and that you thought was nice colours. Oh, okay. Well, what colours were there? Hi, Denise. Audrey, what colours were they? Just tell me what the colours were. Oh, you mean taking a picture? Yes, when you say Stampin' Up colour website, is that the one where you pick a colour and then it gives you some suggestions? I can't remember what it's called. Can anyone remember what that website's called? Five minutes. Esther's nearly ready. Oh, yellowish. Okay, so let's go for a yellow background. You see, I love like shades of grey within a pop of colour. So So let's just go, look, basic grey and smoky slate. That's our kind of go-tos. I mean, I'll chuck in a bit, no, just, okay. So those two greys with any, like, either really saturated colour, it just looks amazing. So if you ever get stuck, just put two greys together and chuck in, and look, an orange. That's really contemporary, isn't it? Very contemporary vibe. Then if you want to throw in a bit of red, that's a very classic vibe. If you want to throw in a bit of blue, that's just really like nice and sort of boyish, you know, very cute. And then I'm going to miss blueberry bushels. Wow. Then with a bit of green, that's very kind of masculine and army-like. Oh yes, Grapefruit Grove. I love Grapefruit Grove now. I didn't like it initially, but I actually ended up using it a lot. A lot. There's grapefruit. Okay, so grapefruit. Oh, with that grey, it's just gorgeous. Oh, Call Me Clover. Me too. I have a problem with Call Me Clover. Right, let's have a think. So it's because we don't really have anything. Oh, Shaded Spruce, I would say, is the darker version of that. But I'm not sure that we'd really have a lighter version of it. Let's see if I can call it out. There we go. There's Shaded Spruce there. That's next to it. I don't know. What could we put that with? So let's go. What's blue green? So let's see what it's like with Peacock. Oh no, the Peacock's over here, isn't it? There's Peacock. So that's going in the Shaded Spruce. Okay, so that's the greens, like the three greens that sit next to each other. And then, I don't know, let's chuck in some yellow. This is very kind of like mountainous, and with some sunflowers. This is what reminds me of that. So you could go for lots of greens and then put a hint of yellow with it. I mean, I love greens and pinks. That's my go-to kind of happy place. So let's see what that's like with some lovely lipstick and some melon. Oh, there's Melon Mambo sitting right there. Melon Mambo. And then, is that Melon Mambo? No, that's lovely lipstick. That's lovely lipstick. There's Melon. Let's get that out. And then we've got to go because Esther is about to go live. And then, oh, there's Flirty. So pinks and greens together. How about that for Call Me Clover? Do you want to try that one out? Who asked for that one? Jenny. Right. Thank you for your company. We will keep talking about this because I know it's an issue for you. Some of you, you know, you get a bit jittery when it comes to colours. We're going to head over and watch Esther on Stampin' Star Creations on Facebook if you want to join us over there. And then she's back again here on YouTube at 9 o'clock. So I hope that's helped. And I'll see you guys again soon. Hopefully tomorrow. Remember, you've got a few more hours to get in any, apart from you guys in Australia, because you're just waking up now. But if you had any entries to get in for the two colour challenges that I set, then you've got a few more hours in the UK and a few more hours in that in America, because you need to get them in by midnight. Not that I'm going to be really checking up on you. I'll have a look in the morning and see, you know, who's entered, and then we'll choose some winners. Still haven't decided on a prize, but we'll get to that. I'm sure it'll be fine. Right, so I'll see you again tomorrow. Take care for now. Bye.